So this waterfall is distantly connected with the stream at the base of the mountain and flows directly out, even to the great ocean. They said also, if any of us had the ability to penetrate the curtain and find out where the water comes from without hurting himself, we would honor him as king. They gave the call 3 times, when suddenly the stone monkey leapt out from the crowd. He answered the challenge with a loud voice. I'll go in. I'll go in. What a monkey! 4. Today his fame will spread wide. His fortune the time does provide. He's fated to live in this place. Sent by a king to God's palace. Look at him. He closed his eyes, crouched low, and with one leap he jumped straight through the waterfall. Opening his eyes at once and raising his head to look around, he saw that there was neither water nor waves inside, only a gleaming, shining bridge. He paused to collect himself and looked more carefully again. It was a bridge made of sheet iron. The water beneath it surged through a hole in the rock to reach the outside, filling in all the space under the arch. With bent body, he climbed on the bridge, looking about as he walked, and discovered a beautiful place that seemed to be some kind of residence. Then he saw fresh mosses piling up indigo, white clouds like jade afloat, and luminous sheens of mist and smoke, empty windows, quiet rooms, and carved flowers growing smoothly on benches, stalactites suspended in milky caves, rare blossoms voluminous over the ground. Pans and stoves near the wall show traces of fire. Bottles and cups on the table contain leftovers. The stone seats and beds were truly lovable. The stone pots and bowls were more praiseworthy. There were, furthermore, a stalk or 2 of tall bamboos, and 3 or 5 sprigs of plum flowers, with a few green pines always draped in rain. This whole place indeed resembled a home. After staring at the place for a long time, he jumped across the middle of the bridge and looked left and right. There in the middle was a stone tablet on which was inscribed in regular, large letters, "The Blessed Land of Flower Fruit Mountain. The Cave Heaven of Water Curtain Cave." Beside himself with delight, the stone monkey quickly turned around to go back out and, closing his eyes and crouching again, leapt out of the water. A great stroke of luck! He exclaimed with 2 loud guffaws. A great stroke of luck! The other monkeys surrounded him and asked, "How is it inside? How deep is the water?" The stone monkey replied, "There isn't any water at all. There's a sheet iron bridge, and beyond it is a piece of heaven-sent property." "What do you mean that there's property in there?" asked the monkeys. Laughing, the stone monkey said, "This water splashes through a hole in the rock and fills the space under the bridge. Beside the bridge there is a stone mansion with trees and flowers. Inside are stone ovens and stoves, stone pots and pans, stone beds and benches. A stone tablet in the middle has the inscription, 'The Blessed Land of the Flower Fruit Mountain. The Cave Heaven of the Water Curtain Cave.' This is truly the place for us to settle in. It is, moreover, very spacious inside, and can hold thousands of the young and old. Let's all go live in there, and spare ourselves from being subject to the whims of heaven. For we have in there a retreat from the wind, a shelter from the rain. You fear no frost or snow. You hear no thunderclap. Mist and smoke are brightened, warmed by a holy light. The pines are evergreen, rare flowers daily new." When the monkeys heard that, they were delighted, saying, "You go in first and lead the way." The stone monkey closed his eyes again, crouched low, and jumped inside. "All of you," he cried, "follow me in. Follow me in." The braver of the monkeys leapt in at once, but the more timid ones stuck out their heads and then drew them back, scratched their ears, rubbed their jaws, and chattered noisily. After milling around for some time, they too bounded inside. Jumping across the bridge, they were all soon snatching dishes, clutching bowls, or fighting for stoves and beds, shoving and pushing things hither and thither. Befitting their stubbornly prankish nature, The monkeys could not keep still for a moment and stopped only when they were utterly exhausted. The stone monkey then solemnly took a seat above and spoke to them. "Gentlemen, if a man lacks trustworthiness, it is difficult to know what he can accomplish. You yourselves promised just now that whoever could get in here and leave again without hurting himself would be honored as king. Now that I have come and gone out and come in, and have found for all of you this heavenly grotto in which you may reside securely and enjoy the privilege of raising a family, why don't you honor me as your king?" When the monkeys heard this, they all folded their hands on their breasts and obediently prostrated themselves. Each one of them then lined up according to rank and age, and, bowing reverently, they intoned, "Long live our great king." From that moment, the stone monkey ascended the throne of kingship. He did away with the word stone in his name and assumed the title Handsome Monkey King. There is a testimonial poem that says, "Triple spring mated to beget all things. A divine stone quickened by the sun and moon. Changed from egg to ape to reach the great way. Luanama and surname matched elixir made. Formless inside he yields no image known. His outward guise coheres in action shown. In every age all persons will yield to him. Hailed a king, a sage, he is free to roam." The handsome Monkey King thus led a flock of gibbons and baboons, some of whom were appointed by him as his officers and ministers. They toured the Flower Fruit Mountain in the morning, and they lived in the Water Curtain Cave by night. Living in concord and sympathy, they did not mingle with bird or beast but enjoyed their independence in perfect happiness. For such were their activities. In the spring, they gathered flowers for food and drink. In the summer, they went in quest of fruits for sustenance. In the autumn, they amassed taros and chestnuts to ward off time. In the winter, they searched for yellow sperms to live out the year. The handsome Monkey King had enjoyed this insouciant existence for 300 or 400 years when one day, while feasting with the rest of the monkeys, he suddenly grew sad and shed a few tears. Alarmed, the monkeys surrounding him bowed down and asked, "What is disturbing the great king?" The Monkey King replied, "Though I am very happy at the moment, I am a little concerned about the future. Hence, I'm distressed." The monkeys all laughed and said, "The great king indeed does not know contentment. Here we daily have a banquet on an immortal mountain in a blessed land, in an ancient cave on a divine continent. We are not subject to the unicorn or the phoenix, nor are we governed by the rulers of mankind. Such independence and comfort are immeasurable blessings. Why, then, does he worry about the future?" The Monkey King said, "Though we are not subject to the laws of man today, nor need we be threatened by the rule of any bird or beast, old age and physical decay in the future will disclose the secret sovereignty of Yama, king of the underworld. If we die, shall we not have lived in vain, not being able to rank forever among the heavenly beings?" When the monkeys heard this, they all covered their faces and wept mournfully, each one troubled by his own impermanence. But look! From among the ranks, a bareback monkey suddenly leapt forth and cried aloud. If the great king is so far-sighted, it may well indicate the sprouting of his religious inclination. There are, among the 5 major divisions of all living creatures, only 3 species that are not subject to Yama, king of the underworld. The Monkey King said, "Do you know who they are?" The monkey said, "They are the Buddhas, the immortals, and the holy sages. These 3 alone can avoid the wheel of transmigration as well as the process of birth and destruction, and live as long as heaven and earth, the mountains and the streams." "Where do they live?" asked the Monkey King. The monkey said, "They do not live beyond the world of the Jambudvipa, for they dwell within ancient caves on immortal mountains." When the Monkey King heard this, he was filled with delight, saying, "Tomorrow I shall take leave of you all, and go down the mountain. Even if I have to wander with the clouds to the corners of the sea, or journey to the distant edges of heaven, I intend to find these 3 kinds of people. I will learn from them how to be young forever and escape the calamity inflicted by King Yama." Lo, this utterance at once led him to leap free of the transmigration net, and be the great sage, equal to heaven. All the monkeys clapped their hands in acclamation, saying, "Wonderful! Wonderful! Tomorrow we shall scour the mountain ranges to gather plenty of fruits, so that we may send the great king off with a great banquet." Next day the monkeys duly went to gather immortal peaches, to pick rare fruits, to dig out mountain herbs, and to chop yellow sperms. They brought in an orderly manner every variety of orchids and epidendrums, exotic plants and strange flowers. They set out the stone chairs and stone tables, covering the tables with immortal wines and food. Look at the golden balls and pearly pellets, red ripeness and yellow plumpness. Golden balls and pearly pellets are the cherries. Their colors truly luscious. Red ripeness and yellow plumpness are the plums. Their taste a fragrant tartness. Fresh lungans, of sweet pulps and thin skins. Fiery lychees, of small pits and red sacs. Green fruits of the pyrus are presented by the branches. The loquats yellow with buds are held with their leaves. Pears like rabbit heads and dates like chicken hearts. Dispel your thirst, your sorrow, and the effects of wine. Fragrant peaches and soft almonds are sweet as the elixir of life. Crisply fresh plums and strawberries are sour like cheese and buttermilk.